Welcome to the Speedway Chat Show hosted by Jerry Sims and Wilbur Hancock. We would like to say a massive thank you to all our partners that make the show possible. Make sure you like, comment, and share our videos. It helps get Speedway in front of more people. It's really easy to find our podcast. Just say, "Hey Alexa, play Speedway Chat Show podcast." Enjoy, buckle up, and get ready for an awesome ride.
Hey guys, it's another Wednesday afternoon and we've got another great Speedway Chat Show. How are you, Wilbur? You all good?
I am great. I am fired up to talk to Hard Nine Choppers, Mr. Danny Scheider. Looking forward to that. How are you, Jez?
Yeah, all good. Yes, it's been a busy week. Got lots going on. Before we go any further, though, as always, we need to say a massive thank you to Ian Jordan from SP2A Speedway for all of the help that he gives us and all of the guys that have helped us recently with the bike build. We are nearly there. I spoke to Ashley Holloway the other day, who's putting the engine together and things like that, and I think we're nearly there for like getting all the funds for that. So yeah, it's amazing. So anybody's got any questions for Danny tonight, yeah, drop them in the comments. He's not a Speedway rider. We're going to go completely left field with this and speak to somebody different. The show's going to be what's that?
Going left field, Speedway, you know.
Yeah.
Always back to that.
Yeah, and it's going to be a short show tonight because Danny's then going to go and talk to the young riders on a different chat, all about being an athlete and sponsorships and social media and things like that. So, yeah, get in the comments if you've never heard who he is, if you've not seen his profile. He has had a ride of Speedway before, and we've got a little video of that, so we'll show you that in a second. But yeah, shall we introduce him?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go for it, Wilbur.
All right. He has just recently gone through a massive battle with cancer. Ex-freestyle motocross rider, now builds badass Harleys and hangs out with some of the raddest guys in the world. So, Mr. Danny Scheider.
Hey, Danny, how are you? You good?
What up, everybody? I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Yeah, good. So, yeah, I spoke to you early in the week, and I said, "Oh, you should come on our show." And you're not a Speedway rider, but and that's who we talk to mainly. But you have had a go at Speedway.
I've been, Joe Parsons. He used to be my athlete manager at Monster Energy. He invited me to Torun, Poland, to go for a spin. And I mean, I've been riding motocross, freestyle motocross, Harleys, dirt bike racing, everything. But that was the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. So the maddest respect goes out to all the Speedway guys like Ty Fitton or Greg Hancock and all these guys. It is mental. And I crashed after like 3 laps because I was not fast enough. So I just like slided out and it hurt. They wanted to give me protectors. I was like, fuck protection. I don't need this shit. And then a swollen elbow, swollen shoulder. I was bent, but it was a very, very, very good experience, even for my riding now, where it goes to drifts or stuff like that. It helped me a lot to control my bike better by now, so it was definitely good.
Would you do it again?
Would you do it again?
I'll go again, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Anytime. I talked to Greg Hancock and Ty Fitton and Chris Holder. I was like, we have to do it again, but we had a lot of pressure. We only had like a 30-minute window, but if I have a day or like 2 days, I could really get into it and could really profit from it for sure.
I think we should make that happen.
We definitely need to make that happen. That'd be so cool.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know Wilbur, the other guy in the show, that Greg Hancock is his dad.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
I was just speaking. Yes.
This is Greg's son.
Holy shit! Where is he?
I think he's out celebrating St. Patty's Day right now.
Oh, okay. Say
yeah,
what's up,
you know,
He's the
Yeah,
most
he's
humble
very interesting.
athlete I ever meet in my life. He's like the
Oh yeah,
greatest guy on the fucking planet. Yeah,
he speaks
for
very
sure.
highly of you too. I just spoke to him like 5 minutes ago, right before I got on here.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
No, he's amazing guy. He's like, if every athlete, actually, if every athlete would be like Greg Hancock or any other speedway rider, we would have the most humble athletes in the game, because these guys are the most humble athletes I've ever met in my entire life. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So do you want to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, Danny? Like, you know, how have you got, you was first at motocross rider in Switzerland, where there's not loads of motocross riders, and then you transferred into freestyle, and then is it right, you had an accident?
Well,
yeah.
The thing, yeah, the thing was, well, motocross we have for a long time. I mean, every country has that, but when CrossFit Demons of Dirt came out and we all went into freestyle motocross, it was a handful of guys. It was Matt Rabo. I mean, he's still riding, and he was always one of the best, and he was the only one who took it really serious. We were like, you knew the scene back in the days, like drinks and parties and throwing out a Superman C grab and think you're the coolest on the planet, which was totally wrong. And he took the serious way, and he was successful. And this is a big lesson I've learned to tell later the guys that it's not you'll be an athlete one day and you're done the next day. And this is what I realized when I broke my ankle 18 times. You lose everything within a day, and you have nothing. People don't give a shit about you anymore. Sponsors don't give a shit about you anymore. Social media does not give a shit about you anymore within a day. And a lot of people are not like, they don't really think, oh, this is not going to happen to me, and it can happen to everyone, you know. And it happened to me, and it was a very good lesson for myself to kind of stay humble and to see there's other opportunities in life. I mean, I started bike building and put myself up on the top bike building guys within 10 years of hard work, and which shows you that you can be successful in a whole different area.
Sorry, there, just had a little bit of a connection loss.
That's right. Your dad hasn't paid the meter.
Yes, exactly.
So I've got some photos here. I've went through the internet and found, you know, so I got introduced to you through Joe. Joe, I was at Joe's house in Poland a few years ago, and I said, I've just bought a Harley. He said, dude, you've got to meet Danny. And I was like, all right. And I looked at your Instagram and I was like, wow. I was like, that Harley's like the best Harley I've ever seen, right? And then I scrolled down a little bit further, and it just got better and better and better. And I'm like, this is sick. And I was like, yeah. And I reached out to you, and we spoke about Harleys and all sorts. But yeah, just to show you, this was the first bike that I seen on Danny's profile, and I was like, that's no way is that a Harley Davidson. It looks like a sports bike in a way. It looks like something that you could wheelie and do all the things that you cannot do or should not do on a on a Harley Davidson. And I was like, actually, if I wanted a bike, that's what I want. I want to be able to, you know, chuck it around a bit. And you know, this is, if you don't follow Danny on social media, go and follow him. Hard Nine Choppers. This is how his feed is full up with cool shots like this. Him pulling wheelies, jumping Harleys. It's pretty cool. Even the electric Harley Davidson, the live wire. How was that live wire?
That was pretty amazing. I was surprised. You know, I'm born and raised on fuel powered engines, and then you get an electronic Harley, and it's I was super skeptical. I was like, I won't be the thing I would ride, and then I had it for 2 days, and it was very good in handling, like super fast, very good in handling. I was surprised. I mean, even I'm sponsored by Harley Davidson, I would say this is not good or that is not good, but it was in general, it is an amazing bike. And it is the future. So we will, sooner or later, we have to ride a thing like that, you know?
Yeah, sure. I haven't ridden one. I had to go on one on a rolling road at the trade show, so that you just sit there and pull the throttle, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. The back wheel's spinning, but it doesn't go anywhere. And it was an impressive bit of kit. I was rather impressed. I actually I have an electric car, and at first I was like, oh, I don't know. And then it's the best thing. It costs £3 for 150 miles, which is nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's amazing, and it is the future, like you said. So then we go up. We have the flat tracker. This is a pretty bitching bike. So these are all are they hand built from scratch, or are you taking frames and cutting and doing?
Yeah.
What's the situation
Well,
with
this
the bikes?
one, that was actually a very interesting build because I started it before I got diagnosed with testicular cancer, and then I had to kind of put it on hold, going through chemotherapy. And I finished chemo 2 years ago in October, and in January is the biggest custom bike show in Italy, in Verona, and they invited me back as a headliner. Exactly. And then I had literally, after chemo, I had 2 months to finish that bike, and the only thing I had was the frame welded and everything. And then I put myself with fever and sweating like a pig, 12-hour days. The day after I stopped chemo, I started rebuilding that bike. Hands on the gas tank, it's all aluminum, handmade. The saucer handmade. Swing arm is handmade. Front end is handmade. And I finished it like a week before Verona, and I was kind of a goal and kind of to prove that chemo won't stop me doing what I love to do. It was like kind of telling chemo to fuck off in a certain way. That I could. Yeah, and it's like it wasn't good for my health of my body, but it was good for the health of my mind. And that was an important thing because mindset is key even during the chemo. So, and after that, I achieved to finish that bike. It was a huge step for me, and I was happy about that for sure.
We have a comment here. Somebody who obviously knows you.
Thanks, Mark.
There you go. Then we go down to this one. I love this bike. The mag wheels from the old school BMX.
That was actually the first total build-on custom bike I've built. And it was the most covered bike worldwide. It was I can remember proper, in 62 international major magazines worldwide, and it was on 42 covers. So it's never been topped in bike magazine history. Well, they don't exist anymore because of the internet, but back in the days, it was huge, that bike. Yeah.
And where's that bike now?
Funny thing is, I went to Sturgis to the World Championships, and I finished third. And then I actually had no money to ship it back home. And then a friend of mine was friends with Eddie Murphy's daughter, and she had a fashion show at the LA Fashion Week. And she asked me if I want to raffle the bike, and we donate the money for fighting breast cancer. And I was like, fuck yes, let's do it. I don't have any money to bring it back to Switzerland. I'm broke anyway. I cannot really sell it here because I have to leave in 2 days. So let's raffle it for a good cause. And it went for 38,000 or something, and the money went to the fighting breast cancer. Yeah, it was and then 12 years later you're diagnosed with cancer, so it's kind of ironic. You think, it was I was looking back, I was like, fuck, you want to do something good, and it hits you hard. But I guess it's with everything in my business, is most of it I'm not looking to make a lot of money of it. I'm looking to have fun and to put myself to get better in what I do and to make a customer happy of a riding cool bike. So
For sure.
You don't know where that bike is now. You just know it's in America somewhere.
no, I met the guy who won it, but as I said, like 12 years ago, I have no idea where it is, if he's riding or whatever happened to the bike. I have no clue about it. Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
So how about this? Custom built Speedway bike.
I'll talk about this 4 years ago with Joe Parsons. I suggested him, let me build a custom Speedway bike. Let Ty Wolfenden or any other guy ride it and wheel it through Torrent into the stadium, doing 3 laps, and then tell the people when they get into the stadium to pay extra $5, and they can win a customized Speedway bike.
Let's
So
do it.
16 or 20,000 people have a chance to and actually we could make it street legal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we could do that.
For sure.
Yeah. So
Imagine that. I would
Yes.
be happy.
well, I was speaking before with some people, and we had Ty and Greg were both agreed to do it, and they were saying about building a custom Speedway bike just to go on display at all the Grand Prix. So we'd do it during the winter, and then yeah, they'd go on display. But when I spoke to Ty about it, he said, "I know who I'm going to get to build my bike." So it's going to be a competition between Greg and Ty, and Ty said, "I know who I'm going to get to build mine." I was like, "Okay."
It depends who shows up with the most cash.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, that was always the problem. Nobody wants to pay for it. So if we can sort that out, we should definitely do it. I mean, we could make somebody very happy, and I mean, even you can kind of video it how you build it, and then you show it at all the Speedway stops, the progress of the bike,
Yeah, for sure.
and then at the end race tour and you can win it. It'll be epic for sure.
That would be so sweet.
Would be cool. What else have we got here? So, explain this photo. This is pretty epic.
That is a vintage racetrack we have in Zurich. It's like an hour away from where I live. And actually, they used it for like it's 120 years old, and they used to have these bicycle races where they follow a motorcycle. And my dad used to ride in there when he was like 20 or 25, so he still knows the owner of it. And that's why I had the opportunity to go in there and with a Harley, and it's actually the second one was with a custom bike in before, but it was a bike 1940s. It wasn't fast, but with that one, it was epic. It had not enough power to wheelie it in the turn. This is what I want to do, but we only had an hour to go, and that's why we took advantage of it, and it's one of my favorite shots. For sure.
Yeah, and you look at that picture and you think, well, maybe the camera's just a little bit slanted or something. But here's another shot. This is you actually climbing
I just
up
want to talk about that shot. Exactly. Yeah, you cannot
steep.
even climb up. It's not just fucking slide down. It is steep. Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow.
Wilbur was saying he wants to be towed on the back of your bike.
Huh?
I said Wilbur said he wants to be towed on the back on his push bike.
Yeah, I know. It's 80 years ago they did that, And the funny thing is, Monster posted that picture on their socials, and shitstorm went off. Like, people, it's fake. Fuck you. Blah blah blah. And I replied to like 1,300 comments, each and every one, and send these pictures to these guys. Even I don't have to, but I just want to make it clear. And they all apologized. Just a nice thing. They were like, "Oh fuck, sorry, man." So maybe I could, reach a little bit the brain to say, hey, maybe ask before you fucking destroy him on social media. Or figure it out.
Even if Monster posted it, it's like it should be legit, and people are still saying like, "Oh no, it's fake. It's this and that."
Exactly.
Really?
Exactly.
If I make it to the Monster Energy page, they must have been like,
exactly. If Axel Hodges rides in a shirt and he's doing like 90-foot jumps and whips, everything is cool. And that video Monster posted, which has the most views still on the real page of Monster, it has 3.1 million hits. Me riding in a shirt on a Harley, you see from behind with the GoPro Max. Shitstorm because I'm wearing a shirt. And that was while I was doing chemo. That was in the second month of doing chemo. And I could get out of hospital. And the first thing was I was sitting on my bike, went fucking mental because I needed to feel the air and I wanted to breathe and feel the sun on my skin. This is why I was wearing a shirt. And of course you can wear a leather jacket, and of course you can wear protection, of course, but 80% of all the motocross or freestyle motocross guy, they literally wear shorts and a shirt, you know. It's like the coolness factor has still something to do with it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's an epic photo. So what is this bike here? What? It's a FXR, it says.
That's FXR, exactly. That was like my first FXR when I dropped into that little FXR scene a little bit. Saying I want a bike which you can pull wheelies and you can drift and you can actually ride faster than guys on street bikes when we ride the Alp passes. And but after a year, it wasn't powerful enough. I needed more power because my riding got a little bit better than that. I set it up with Erlings in front and the back. I made the suspension different. I had the suspension really good dialed in, so I had more controls and turns. So I could ride faster, and that's why I switched to the Fat Bob with a way bigger engine, which exactly the one I have now. And the one I still want to do a snow hill climb step up jump next Monday.
I've seen this on your social, and I was like, I don't know if I should mention it, but I was like, what the hell is he doing?
It's actually the first time I just say what I'm doing. I never said it. Never in a story, never in a post. We're talking about a 90-foot step up jump on a 400-kilo Harley in the snow.
Earlier, I seen when I was doing a little bit of research of things that I can ask you, is you had the world record, and I don't know if it still stands, for 26-meter jump on a Harley Davidson.
Yep. With the FXR and with the Livewire.
Oh, you got it with both?
Wow.
Yeah. And I will most probably, if I can do the jump, if snow conditions are good and weather is good, and if I can do the step up jump, we're talking 90-foot step up in the snow on a Harley. So that one will be hard to beat. The other ones, I think they're easy to beat. But if I can do the snow step up jump the upcoming week, that will be a hard one to beat. But we tried 3 times already. The snow wasn't good. It was too warm, etc. It needs a lot of factors pulling together so that we can pull it off.
Wow.
And are you going to do this live on Monday, or is it just you film it first?
Exactly. It's basically the main guys behind it is GoPro.
Okay.
But we will have most probably a helicopter which will arrive on Tuesday, so we can kind of shoot like we were planning me jumping. We got a helicopter in the back, but they're still filming out a helicopter. But as I say, a lot of things need to come together that we can make it, and it's a third attempt, and it will be the last one because then there won't be enough snow to pull it off. But exactly,
I have a
bring
helicopter
that.
Here.
This is what we need. Yeah, so fingers crossed that everything will come together and we can pull it off on Monday or Tuesday. It'll be epic.
Wow.
Well, good luck with that. Let's have a look. How old is it?
The track.
Oh, was that the track?
I believe so, yeah.
Someone said, how old is the track?
I guess it's 120 years old.
Oh, wow.
I guess in one of my posts, it's written how it's called. You can Google it and see the old pictures. It's or I will do a story later with the link in it so you can follow it and see.
You've had a pretty interesting life. You've had lots of variation, you know, from racing to freestyle. How did you meet this guy?
When I built a bike in LA with a friend of mine, there was a guy, Steve Mateos. He was the athlete manager for a lot of Rockstar Energy sponsored guys,
Okay.
and he was a
Is
friend
he related to
with.
Dave Mateus?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I know
And he
Dave. Yeah.
knew, yeah, and he knew the guy. He's an Italian name. I can't remember. He was in charge of Famous Clothing, and through
Okay.
Ash, Dirt Shark, Axel's big brother, Ash.
Yeah.
We had the chance to shoot at Travis' garage where the cool graffiti door was, and then through that we were hanging out with Travis, and then later on with Yellow Wolf, and then with Machine Gun Kelly. It's just like, you know, the game. It's like this guy knows this guy, and this guy knows this guy, and by the end of the day, we're all doing something unique and crazy, whether it's music or fashion or bike riding, and I think this is why the people, whether it's a musician or a movie star, we feel each other. We're like,
You have
we
a
have
mutual
passion for the
respect for
same
each
thing.
other.
So it's
Yeah.
exactly, yeah, exactly. And then it's not he's super famous or he's not. It just clicks, and
Yeah.
we're not on a level that we're like, oh, Travis Barker, it's Travis Barker. It's a solid amount of respect, but from both sides, and that makes good relations and that makes good projects sometimes. And this is I think it's very cool, you know, whether it happens or not. But it's and most of these guys are. I mean, Travis is the most humble person I've ever met, and so I could learn a lot from him. I could learn a lot from big name athletes like, as I said, like Greg Hancock and such people. So it's always an honor, and it's very nice to meet such people, and that you get the respect back. And Travis was supporting me all through chemo with over social media and with texts and everything. He was like one of a few from like the super rock stars who was like interested, how you doing, how's it going, can I do anything for you? So that was very nice.
So did you get to hang out with Machine Gun Kelly as well?
Yeah, he did. He had a gig in Switzerland, and talked to Luke Dingo, and we burned out a rubber on stage with him.
Oh yeah.
So we're backstage in the concert. We hung out after the concert, and then
I had a photo of that, but I can't find.
Okay, yeah, it's somewhere. And then he came back like 3 months later for another concert, and then I was with bass with his guitar player. I'm in touch a lot. We actually were planning to shoot a video for MGK on Harley's riding in Switzerland, but through COVID, we could not do it. So, but it's still kind of hot to do so, and yeah.
How rad is that? That's so cool. And I think with having Monster as a brand, you know, helping people out like that, you get to do so much more. And especially when you went through a situation like that, I think it's when you have such an amazing brand like Monster helping you out and going through. I mean, especially with my mom, when my mom went through breast cancer, I mean, Joe would constantly send me messages, as well as Daria, all the other riders on the team, and just riders in general. Big names would always just check in with you, and you get that feeling of connection with them, and it's a nice feeling to know that you can go to different people and they care, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the best thing you can happen. There's no money, no girls, no fame will ever be as good as to support your friends. So that's the most important thing for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And to call your friend Machine Gun Kelly is pretty cool too.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, you know these guys, they meet a lot of people and they go places. But, you know, when he came back, I texted his manager. He's like, fuck yeah, Danny, come by. And we're hanging out in a tour bus. And I was like, yeah, right with us. Let's go to the next concert. Super, super humble and very impressive as well. Same time, yeah.
That's really rad.
Talking of legends, Georgie Fector, Master of the Dirt. This is Master Dirt, isn't it?
That was Masters of Dirt, yeah, but it was just a small part because I used to ride the first Masters of Dirt when I was riding freestyle motocross, and then 20 years later it came back, and all my guys, Matt Robot and all the guys were there. They were like, "Yeah, come, dude, just come with your bike and fucking just quick burnout. We want you back."
Yeah.
Where you have been at the beginning of freestyle motocross in Europe. So it was pretty good. It was a huge honor just to. It felt weird because you can't really do anything. It's just, it was just sitting there, but it's just like the crowd knew me still at Supercross in Geneva. People know who you are because you were riding. And so it was a good moment for sure. Yeah.
That's really rad.
So my last Magic performance was at Masters of Dirt. I did the Masters of Dirt show, and I opened up the show for everyone. Like I just walk out into the crowd, and I pick someone out of the crowd. We took them to into the center, and I put them in this big box. We lifted the box 9 meters in the air, and then me and Jerry Meyer jumped in the buggy, jumped through the box, did like 75 foot in the buggy, smashed the box to pieces. And then the kid that was inside the box was like on the other side of the stadium. Like, it was crazy. That was the last show I ever did.
Jeez, that is epic.
Yeah, it was sick.
That's really cool.
But Georgie's the man. Georgie's the dude.
Oh, yeah.
He just has crazy ideas and goes, "Yeah, let's do it." I'm like, sweet.
This is why Masters of Dirt is good, and hopefully they come back stronger than before. And it was always good. It will always be good for sure.
How about this though? The UFC have just announced that they're having fans in Florida now, a full stadium with fans in the US. Yeah,
Jeez.
15 to 20,000.
That's what we want to hear. We want to start hearing that.
April 24th, I believe. Yeah, massive.
How's the situation with COVID in Switzerland?
It's still kind of a lockdown. I mean, they reopened restaurants a week ago, but it's still like 5 people inside, 15 people outside. You wear a mask all the time wherever you go. It's Switzerland. It's Switzerland's with everything. They're like super strict and super, and I'm like I should not get COVID because of my cancer situation. So I'm in a higher risk of dying of COVID than other people because of the chemotherapy and the cancer I had. But I don't really feel that I'm in a lockdown because I'm a lot outdoors with my daughter. I go to our Alp cabin. I work. I mean, I never went shopping. I don't need to go to fucking H&M to buy a t-shirt. I don't buy shoes. I buy groceries. That's it. So I don't need to be live on a hockey game. I don't need to be live in a soccer game. It would be cool sometimes in the future we can do that again, but I don't feel like that I'm locked in or something. And I keep the distance. I wear the mask. I want to more protect other people than myself. And I got along pretty good. I mean, ever since COVID was here, I went up to our Alp for a month. There's nothing. There's no electricity, no water, no people. I brought 2 dirt bikes up, my daughter and my girlfriend, and a pickup truck, and we were just riding dirt bikes and do campfires and.
Hey, sounds good.
It was epic. Yeah.
Sounds like the life. Sounds like better than sitting at home.
For sure.
Okay, cool. So what we'll do is we'll finish here, and then we'll go to a different chat and we'll speak to the other young boys.
Nice.
Just for anyone watching, next week we have Jakob Olsen. He's going to come on the show and talk all about what's happening at Voyens, Danish Speedway, and being a son of a legend Speedway rider. Do you know anything about that, Wilbur?
Anything like info?
Do you know anything about being a son of a legend of a Speedway rider?
No, why are you asking me?
So
why is
cool.
he not riding anymore? Why is he not racing anymore, your dad?
I think you should go and get your dad, Wilbur, and ask him on the show.
I'm not even lying. He's out like partying St. Patrick's Day. He's hanging out with, I don't even know at this point. Dude, it's
Why
a
is he
national
not
holiday.
in World Championship anymore?
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
but is he still racing professionally?
no, not anymore. He last year
Why not?
he
Why not?
announced his retirement. So in 2019, when my mom was diagnosed, he skipped that whole year, didn't do any racing. Ended up he was going to plan to come back
Okay, what
to
balls?
racing in 2020. And just he just didn't feel up to par, you know. He had a
Okay.
world championship spot, but he just didn't feel up to par. Maybe he could have used that year as a going away year, but he announced his retirement on February 14th last year. COVID came
Okay.
March 13th, not even a month later.
Okay. Wow.
So
Wow.
in a way, he timed it pretty good, because I don't think
Yeah.
doing a farewell season with a half the amount of people there and whatever,
Yeah.
that would be hard to do.
Would have given justice,
But now
yeah.
he's coming back to the Speedway. I mean, just the teams and stuff like that. He's coming back to Poland. He's going to be
Okay.
a trainer for Wrocław, which is
cool.
quite massive as well.
Okay.
So it's quite cool to do that.
Okay. I still think he would be one of the top guys, still, for sure.
He probably would be. I mean, he's a freak.
Yep.
He would probably be able to figure it out in a week or two.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure.
And your mom is a
Legend.
legend. I talked a lot with your dad about your mom. She's an absolute legend. All the best for her.
Thank you.
On my side, by the way.
Thank you. Really cool to hear.
Cool. Right. We're going to finish the show, and then we'll see all the viewers next week on Wednesday, and we're going to chat with the young guys in a second with Danny. So adios. See you next week. Bye.
I stay here.